Hello there, Gamerinos and Gamerinas. Welcome to UnicornStorm. This is Rady, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about the new Kirby game. The game that managed to accomplish what Balan Wonderworld failed to provide. A colorful platformer with simple yet responsive mechanics that offers a whole bunch of different playstyles through special abilities that even come with a different appearance. It is also the first fully 3D Kirby game, where you can now make your own paths, explore the world at your own pace, discover every hidden nook and cranny in a fully three-dimensional environment, even get a car ability to get around the bigger and more open world faster, and that's not really how it works. Yeah, the game is technically fully 3D, but more in the vein of Crash Bandicoot or Mario 3D World. It's still classic Kirby gameplay, just with an added Z-axis. So levels are still linear corridors with a few secrets off the beaten path. This doesn't make it bad or shallow though. The additional dimension changes how you need to approach an encounter or use one of the many recurring abilities Kirby can copy from his enemies. The game also takes place in this post-apocalyptic, hostile, dilapidated and decaying world devoid of any human life, where enemies lurk around every corner, where huge bosses attack relentlessly and you have to dodge their powerful swings or get punished heavily. You can even select a harder difficulty setting if you want an actual challenge. So this is truly the Dark Souls of Kirby games. Well, not quite. The game is still Kirby, so even on wild mode the game doesn't get too hard, at least normal progression. Completing every hidden challenge and beating the target time on the obstacle courses may provide a tiny bit of challenge, but even then it's not that hard. And that's perfectly fine, that's what Kirby is supposed to be. The challenges are still fun and show a lot of creativity from the creators. While you can avoid enemies pretty easily most of the time, and can even circumvent some challenges by just flying over or around it, it's just too much fun to play around with all the different enemy abilities and of course finding all the hidden goodies and collectibles. You sometimes have to ignite a fuse and quickly hop into the corresponding cannon, other times you have to find hidden or hard to reach switches that require a ranged attack to activate, there are barricades that need to be blown up, or pipes you need to drill into, and many more little, let's call them puzzles. You'll mostly find one of the abilities needed to solve a puzzle nearby, but sometimes you have to carry an ability through multiple challenges or fights without losing it to solve a puzzle. And all these little puzzles reward you with collectible figurines and currency, as well as captured Waddle Dees. Rescued Waddle Dees return to their village that you can visit between levels. The more Waddle Dees you rescued, the bigger the village grows, and over time, some useful facilities open up. The most important being the workshop, where you can equip already discovered abilities and even upgrade them with some special items and a good amount of currency. Upgrading an ability drastically improves its effect, but also alters its appearance, which is a nice touch and shows a lot of attention to detail. Ironically, since I'm not very fond of the art style when it comes to the characters' faces. It looks like their expressions are just slapped on their models like stickers. On the whole though, the game looks quite pleasant. Strong and vibrant colors, a lot of detail in the environment, a really low frame rate for everything that's further than 5 steps away from the camera. Yeah, I guess we're reaching the point where every new Switch game that gets released reminds us of the weak hardware we, and of course the developers, have to deal with. The game runs well and looks good thanks to the chosen art style, but this isn't high-end gaming. Level design is pretty good, bearing in mind that this is a children's platformer. Hidden areas are telegraphed in a natural yet obvious way, but still can surprise you at times. Though, I find myself running back and forth in a level as soon as there are multiple paths to be taken, even when one of them is the obvious correct choice. Because I don't want to miss any of the goodies. And I understand it's hard to hide collectibles in linear levels without creating at least a bit of paranoia in the player, and that not every game can pull it off as masterfully as Donkey Kong Country 2. Though, from what I've seen, if there is a hard, near-death trap path through a challenge, at least as much of a death trap as is possible within a Kirby game, and you discover another way to get through that even offers some coins or other stuff, there never seems to be anything hidden in the other path. So by discovering the easier and more sensible way, you also discovered the hidden collectibles for that particular area. So I guess the game teaches you to go for the more sensible route every time and to not be afraid of being fucked over by the game. So maybe this isn't the Dark Souls of Kirby games. The hidden challenges within a level are also pretty organically and intuitively laid out. They mostly want you to find a particular collectible or hidden area, or collect a small number of things like really obvious red tulips or donuts from restaurant tables. Sometimes you have to do or avoid doing certain things that are pretty obvious as well, like not falling off while driving on a narrow path, or not getting lost inside a mall, and of course, surviving a boss battle without getting hit. The new mouthful abilities are fine from a gameplay position. They're mostly used for specific challenges and can't be kept throughout most of the level, but they're tied to some very fun set pieces that can catch you off guard at times with how hilarious they can get. Levels are varied, and while enemies encounters don't live up to much, obstacle courses, puzzles and platforming come in a huge variety with many creative ideas to keep the simple gameplay fresh. And that combined with the many ways you can approach each level due to the abilities Kirby can find and equip and keep throughout a level and into the next one, leads to a very fun and enjoyable gameplay loop. So yeah, this game is pretty awesome. Don't expect the deepest mechanics or the most complex challenges, but if you just want a chill and fun ride, then this is the game for you. It totally is for me. I haven't really kept up with the Kirby games over the years. I mostly played it during the early to mid 90s and never bought any of the newer games, but I always respected the little dumpling. And now his first actual 3D outing got me to have another go at this franchise. And even though it's not quite what I've hoped for, I've been enjoying it a lot so far. So try it out for yourself and have a blast. That's it from Rady. Have an awesome day, and I hope to see you again on the next game.